had to play it by the book.
Right.
They had to play it. This unwritten rule
to a video game.
Yeah,
with G-Rock or
yeah, Mission G-Rock. He did a title track for Mission G-Rock, which is a video game.
The self-proclaimed king of the South built his empire on an image of strength and success, but now the rap legend finds himself at the center of a storm that threatens to shake his family's foundation to its core. Recent controversies surrounding his family, particularly regarding his oldest sons, have sparked intense speculation and raised questions about what's really happening behind closed doors. At the heart of this story are T's two oldest sons, Messiah and Man Harris, whose gradual disappearance from the family's reality show T.I. and Tiny, The Family Hustle, sparked widespread speculation. What began as a simple matter of screen time has evolved into something far more complex, with rumors and theories spreading across social media like wildfire. The story took an unexpected turn when Man T's second oldest son revealed he had turned down an astounding $85,000 to continue appearing on the show. Speaking on the No Jumper podcast, Man explained his decision. At the time, I was very excited. I wanted to watch TV, so I get to be on TV, but then I started realizing that I cared more about how they know me. It was just time to branch out and do my own thing, focus more on me.
It's you and this microphone communicating with a room full of people, and you have to find an ability to relate. Mm-hmm. You know, something that you've gone through, that you're going through, something that an acknowledgement, you know, some logic, some kind of something that everybody else can relate to, and that's where the humor is. Mm-hmm.
This revelation was particularly striking because VH1 had even offered Demon a smaller limited role that would still come with significant compensation, yet the young artist stood firm in his decision, choosing to forge his own path rather than rely on his father's fame. But while Dean's exit from the show was his own choice, backed by a clear vision for his future, the situation with Messiah T's oldest son sparked a different kind of conversation. Social media began buzzing with unverified claims about the reasons behind Messiah's reduced screen time. A viral TikTok post suggested that T.I. had deliberately kept his son off camera due to rumors about his sexuality, even claiming that compromising photos had been leaked. However, these claims lack any substantial evidence. Messiah has maintained his privacy throughout the years, focusing on his career as a blues musician rather than engaging with social media speculation. The simpler explanation for his reduced TV presence might be far less sensational. He was attending college during much of the show's filming, a fact that naturally limited his availability for production. The reality show itself, T.I. and Tiny, The Family Hustle, had been a cultural phenomenon. When it first aired on VH1, it presented T.I. and Tiny as a power couple navigating the complexities of marriage, parenting, and career while maintaining their family values. The show felt authentic, offering viewers a glimpse into their world without the overproduced drama common and reality TV. Do any of you know why we're here?
That whole concept, that whole idea came from Nip. Wow. So Nip came, I guess, after him and Dave were doing their thing. They had their vision, they plan. So I think, you know, Nip came to me and was like, yo, we doing this, opportunity zones. It's an opportunity for us to, you know.
Ty would often ask his children on the show, bringing a sense of guidance and family leadership to their interactions. The series showcased a modern family dealing with real issues, from everyday parenting challenges to more serious family matters. But as successful as the show was, changes began to surface. Key cast members started disappearing, including Tiny's friend Shekinah Joe, whose vibrant personality had been a fan favorite. These changes, while noticeable, were nothing compared to the storm that was about to hit the Harris family. Everything changed dramatically in January 2021 when Sabrina Peterson, a former friend of T.I. and Tiny, came forward with serious allegations that would shake the family's foundation. Peterson's initial claim about T.I. allegedly holding her at gunpoint in front of her children was just the beginning of what would become. It means a much larger controversy. Your husband put a gun to my head, Peterson stated in a social media post addressing Tiny directly after me. Looking out for you on several occasions. You are the battered woman you say you are. You're the woman that's always somewhere crying.
I just had to sit and take my talking to.
Right.
I just had to sit there and just let my chastise me. You know what I'm saying? That's why you need to be listening. That's what you need to be doing. You know what I mean?
So I said rebel for the hell of it.
And you know what I'm saying? And I was just absorbing and just kind of simmering in there.
This accusation quickly caught fire online, but the situation was about to escalate even further. Tiny's immediate response seemed to question Peterson's motives, sharing a photo of T.I. with Peterson's son and writing he was just uncle 2 years ago. But within days, Peterson returned with more serious allegations, sharing what she claimed were direct messages from over 24 individuals with accusations against both T.I. and Tiny. The impact was immediate and severe. By February 5th, MTV announced it was halting production on T.I. and Tiny Friends and Family Hustle, citing the serious nature of the allegations. The show that had portrayed them as a loving family was now suspended, and their carefully crafted public image began to crumble as the situation intensified. Peterson's lawyer Tyrona Blackburn sent letters to law enforcement in Georgia and California on behalf of 11 new accusers. Meanwhile, throughout these controversies, the impact on T's family dynamics became increasingly apparent. What started as speculation about his son's absence from television had evolved into a much larger conversation about family loyalty and public perception in the hip-hop community. For VH1 and MTV, the situation presented a serious dilemma. The family hustle had been built around T.I. and Tiny's image as a relatable, if imperfect, couple navigating fame and family life with serious allegations looming. That image became impossible to maintain. The network's decision to cancel the show entirely, despite its recent renewal, spoke volumes about the severity of the situation. The cancellation wasn't just about losing a television show.
I've received.
It ain't gonna be near one of mine. Watch. It ain't gonna be not one gift. What about the car?
Man, that's like a 2-part gift. What are you talking about here, bro? And I think that was the year I had just got out of prison and I couldn't drive. For that Father's Day, him and his brothers, they bought me.
It represented the end of an era for the Harris family. They had used the platform to shape their public narrative, showcase their children's talents, and connect with fans. Losing this platform meant losing control over how their story was told. Behind the scenes, the controversy began affecting the family in ways that weren't immediately visible to the public. Sources close to the situation revealed that the stress was taking its toll on everyone involved. The Harris children, who had grown up in the spotlight, now found themselves dealing with constant speckle and unwanted attention at every turn. For T's older sons, the situation seemed to validate their earlier decisions to step back from the public eye. Damon's choice to focus on his music career, mentored by J. Cole, proved particularly I feel restricted being under my parents' umbrella for so long. He had said, I'm looking forward to having my own place because I'm ready to see what it has to offer. The impact on their professional lives was equally significant. While Ty continued to work on music and other projects, industry insiders noted a shift in how he was perceived. The allegations had created a shadow that seemed to follow every new venture. Concerts, appearances, and business deals all came under increased scrutiny, with some partners choosing to distance themselves from the controversy. Meanwhile, the family's inner circle began to fracture. Longtime friends and associates found themselves forced to take sides, leading to the dissolution of relationships that had been built over decades. The situation became particularly complex for those who had appeared regularly on the show, as they now had to navigate questions about what they had or hadn't seen during their time with the family.
You get numb after you've been in the business for so long. You kind of just get numb to it. You know, you see when you drop a record, whether it does the best you've ever done or whether it does as good or whatever, you see life goes on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You just see that life goes on. It's going to be, you know, it's going to be what it's going to be.
Hey, man, do you ever sit back and listen to like your anthems?
The media coverage of the situation took on a life of its own. What started as entertainment news quickly evolved into something more serious, with major news outlets picking up the story. The coverage often focused on the most sensational aspects of the allegations, sometimes at the expense of the family's privacy and well-being. Social media amplified every development, with fans and critics alike dissecting each new piece of information. Old clips from the family hustle were re-examined in a new light, with viewers looking for signs they might have missed. Every Instagram post, every tweet, and every public appearance became subject to intense analysis and speculation. The situation also sparked broader conversations within the hip-hop community about accountability, power dynamics, and the pressure to maintain certain images. Industry veterans noted how the allegations against T.I. and Tiny represented a larger moment of reckoning for an industry that had often turned a blind eye to problematic behavior behind all the public drama. Sources say the family was struggling to maintain their unity. The pressure of constant scrutiny, combined with the serious nature of the allegations, created tensions that threatened to tear them apart. Even family members who had stayed out of the spotlight found themselves pulled into the controversy, forced to defend themselves against rumors and speculation. The impact of these controversies continues to reverberate through the Harris family today.
Had to play it by the book.
Right.
They had to play it. This unwritten rule of the G code had to be maintained. Else you could lose your freedom, lose your life.
Right.
Now, once you make it through that, it gives you a certain level of discipline. Now, what we do in success,
what started as whispers about T's sons has evolved into a much larger conversation about family dynamics, privacy, and the true cost of living in the public eye. The allegations that followed have fundamentally changed how the public views what was once considered one of hip-hop's most prominent families. For T's children, particularly his older sons, the situation has proven both challenging and valid. Deman's early decision to forge his own path, turning down substantial money to maintain his independence, now seems particularly wise. His focus on music and mentorship under J. Cole has allowed him to build a career separate from his father's controversies. For T's children, particularly his older sons, the situation has proven both challenging and validating. Dean's early decision to forge his own path, turning down substantial money to maintain his independence, now seems particularly wise. His focus on music and mentorship under J. Cole has allowed him to build a career separate from his Father's controversies. Messiah, meanwhile, has continued to maintain his privacy, focusing on his blues music career away from the spotlight. His choice to stay out of the public eye once the subject of rampant speculation now appears to have been a protective measure rather than the scandal some tried to make it out to be. The legal battles continue to unfold with new developments emerging regularly. Peterson's lawyer Blackburn has indicated that more legal action could be forthcoming, particularly given that California's look-back law remains active until 2026. This suggests that the Harris family may face additional challenges in the years to come.
Rock heard.
Yeah, Mission G-Rock, he did a title track for Mission G-Rock, which is a video
13 years
game
old.
that me and Russell Simmons released together, and my son did the title track for the characters and just basically narrated the entire game.
I mean,
Damani, his name is Damani.
Damani did that one, and then
Industry insiders say the situation has created a complex legacy for T.I. While his impact on hip-hop remains significant, these controversies have added a complicated layer to his story. The self-proclaimed king of the South now faces questions about not just his public image, but his private life and family relationships as well. For the younger generation of the Harris family, including T's children who were once regular fixtures on The Family Hustle, the situation has provided harsh lessons about fame, family, and the importance of maintaining boundaries. Many have chosen to be more selective about their public appearances, carefully managing their social media presence and professional endeavors. As this story continues to unfold, one thing becomes clear: the impact of these controversies extends far beyond just headlines and legal proceedings. They fundamentally altered the dynamics of a family that once shared their lives openly with the world, forcing them to reconsider what privacy means. In an age where everything is subject to public scrutiny, the question now isn't just about the truth behind the allegations or the outcome of pending legal matters. It's about how a family navigates crisis while trying to maintain their bonds, their dignity, and their individual identity. As one source close to the family put it, sometimes the biggest lessons come from the hardest moments. This family is learning that sometimes the cost of fame isn't worth the price of peace.